Hello, my name's host Eric. I'm here with host Taylor, and we're talking INTJs. INTJs because Nicholas Spinner suggested a couple of topics that I thought were a good starting point to talk about this subset of peoples. He asked us to comment on INTJ or INTJ INFJ. Let's start with the first one. As a romantic relationship, would it work an INTJ INTJ relationship? I My first thought is they they neither of them would provide any warmth.
Do either of them need warmth?
I mean, I
I
think
mean, everyone needs some, but do they have the same degree of need? If they got the same degree of need and the same degree of output, but they probably need more than the output.
I
On a
mean,
lowdown.
I think in general, like sociotics model suggests that for romantic relationships, people are looking to fulfill another's lack and have their own lack fulfilled by another. So I know I don't think I would ever want to date an ENTP girl. What do you think about that, Taylor? Would you want to be with an ENTP girl?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. That sounds confrontational.
Right. I mean, the thing is,
And
I've
I've
had
got
some
a pretty
exchanges with
solid
a few
track
of them.
record of crazy women.
Right.
So maybe it's just a sort of thing to go for. But I guess, yeah. No, it doesn't sound good.
When I've talked
I think
with,
it could be really fun at first.
well, I was chatting with So Malicious a long time ago, like maybe last fall or last winter or something. Um, when she was a lot more active on her channel. She's an
And
ENTP
what type
female.
is she?
She's an ENTP female.
Okay. Oh, right,
And,
right. I follow.
and we chatted a bit, you know, we started, we butted heads, you know. We butted
Yeah.
heads, and she tried to diagnose me, and
Mm.
that was a mistake on her part. After I the thing what happened about it was, you know, it was after I had handily dispatched her more subtle plays for dominance, and that's when I got diagnosed. So it's like
But that,
you just can't stand this, can you, Melissa? You just cannot fucking stand this because what she didn't like was me being direct about everything, right? Like, no, you're wrong about that. She hated that. So,
well, I mean, it's home court advantage.
we were chatting via email. It was neutral field.
Oh,
She never came on my show. I tried to get her to come. She didn't ever invite me on hers. Nobody wants me to come on their show for some reason. I don't know. I
yeah,
mean,
I can't get anyone to argue with me anymore.
well, I mean, you know, it's like I said to Chad on a couple occasions, if you ever want me to come make an appearance, I'd be happy to do so. It's a logical thing for him to do. That episode will get a lot of views probably. I would guess. I don't know. I mean, more so
I
than an
bet it
average
would.
views. At least more
I bet it
than
would.
more than an average video, maybe. If it were an unusual thing, right? But I don't think he's at all interested in that because of a couple of things. One, he probably can't help but view me basically as a loose cannon. Like,
Now, who are you talking about? You moved off so malicious.
I went with Chad. Chad's an Ian at ENTJ.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Chad,
yeah. He
Chad,
doesn't.
Chad doesn't want me on his channel at all. Uh, and that's fine.
You're aggravatingly nimble.
I the funny thing is though, it is so safe to have me on MBTV if you wanted to. I don't care. I genuinely don't. I don't feel any need to be on it. I think it would be interesting, but I also I also already sort of feel like, yeah, but then you have to stay there for the whole time, and you got to be nice the whole time. Yeah, it's like, cause I've already decided in my head, if I do go on there, I'm going to be, I'm going to be a model citizen in that capacity because of the way the game board lays out long term. You know, it's like it's just that's what the move requires, right?
It's the universal justice thing. That's his house.
Right. Yeah, and it is okay to see. The weird thing is people use the word disrespect to disrespect this house in different meanings, right? It even he realizes this distinction. He knows that I won't make a mistake like disrespecting his house. I think he's concerned that I would make it more difficult for him to establish the strata of the hierarchy that he wants or something because I could challenge the ideas without disrespecting the house. And unlike here, where challenging the ideas is powerfully encouraged, there it's about positive sum stuff. Let's all work together to have good ideas and all be agreeing and stuff.
You'd have to like have a pre-selected topic that you could work together on understanding better, but that you know you're already in sync with.
I mean,
Because
we
otherwise, he's
we work
having a
together great here. We work together great here because to the extent that he wanted the floor, he's welcome to have it. I've had him interesting to listen to, you know.
yeah, but it doesn't
Uh,
work the other way around. My my dad's an ENTJ. I know how this shit works. We're not willing followers. Very much the opposite, for really no reason. And we're good at it too. We're aggravatingly good at fucking up the plan
right. Well,
in a way.
yeah, we aren't good followers at all. You're right, but the reason for it is that we do have a good reason for it. It's because otherwise, Chad would be running unopposed.
Maybe what?
Otherwise, Chad would be running unopposed. It's like
Right.
that value, those values are good and subject to abuse, like any value. I think we're the least likely, once we get a handle on shit, to. Well, that's not true. Even when we get a handle on shit, we still beat people about the head with our primary values. But at least we fight on behalf of individuals, you know, because
Okay.
that's just the nature of it. We're always going to fight on behalf of individuals, not necessarily on behalf of any specific individual, but on behalf of individuals as opposed to groups.
Because if a group's getting mistreated, it's going to stop really quick.
Right. If Bob decides to start abusing the 20 other people in the group, you know, he better have way better guns than everybody else, right?
Which, when it comes to like arguing or whatever, which we do great, have you ever done that? Just taking on a whole crowd of people and just slay them one at a time?
Uh, I never had that. I mean, I can't imagine a setting in which that would occur, where I've got people
Oh,
waiting to all argue with me. I mean, I was talking
oh,
to famous people I have on a couple of occasions, been the one person arguing
go
against everybody else.
and listen to a white, dreadlocked guy drive up in a Beamer. Watch him drive up in a Beamer, get out, roll up a joint of Nug, and while he's smoking it, tell you about how evil capitalism is, and really berate capitalism and take the moral high ground, even though he's only here because his dad is a good lawyer. Look at all the capitalism he's using.
Right, but additionally, he doesn't know. He says the word capitalism, but he has no idea what it means, and he doesn't actually oppose capitalism. What he actually opposes is a cartoonish rendering of this thing, this big boogeyman in his head called a corporation, in which greedy, evil old white men, that's how will we exploit the Mexicans next. He's living in a world of cartoons, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've frequently told whoever it is that's playing the oppression card, or that you don't get to have an opinion because you haven't tried it card, that they're not, I mean, they're not that important to me. They should stop flattering themselves.
Right. Well, I
But yeah, he doesn't understand capitalism. But that doesn't mean he doesn't believe he understands capitalism. And
no,
he
he does
won't
believe
fight
that.
tooth and nail for the justice of everyone who's exploited.
Right. I mean, it sounds like so much fun. I want him to be in front of me, saying things to me.
Well, it's even better when he's got a gang of douchebags with him, and everyone's ready to ride that politically correct wave of righteous rage at someone speaking or questioning an outrage that they pointed out.
So, did you stand there? Did this happen to you?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's I that is a real guy in a real situation, but I
And
kind of blended it
did you stand
hypothetical.
there and wag your finger at him?
He wagged his finger at me, and I'm an econ major and a very good arguer,
Hmm.
and he just kept losing. He lost for, and his buddies would try to help him on some points, and most of them didn't have the stamina. I mean, most of them would try it once and then go, "Fuck that."
That's so great. You must have just been like, this is fucking Christmas Day.
It was good.
I mean, people who are self righteously wrong and young enough to be out there declaring their self righteous wrongness and casting aspersion on those who are so awful and oppressed themselves intellectually as to disagree with our faith based liberalism, you might call it. Well, I just believe that capitalism's bad.
It's not right. Explain. Well, how could it be right? Explain how it's right. No, I'm not walking in here on a high horse. I didn't think I was better than you until you started talking.
Something like that, you go, okay, here's this will be fun. Let's see how many of these you get. Uh, Define capital,
I
commerce, rights, privileges, and obligations. Let's see
I
how
think
many of
I
those
said
words
that
you know.
exact.
You know.
I think I
Uh
said that. I think I've said that exact sentence before.
huh.
Maybe different variables, but this will be fun. Let's see if you know anything about anything.
Yeah. I mean, I think the greatest avenue is the slow question, right? So okay, you told me a lot about how people are having their rights violated by corporations. So what's a right? They have no
Yeah.
idea. They have no idea.
Oh, man. And then you can let them bump into walls, but have enough confidence to redirect enough in your sincerity and to an end that you find that is just perfect for like the Mortal Kombat finisher move. Finish him, and then
All right, well, I pictured that exchange that I just said it going. First, this person gives you answers, right? Well, it means that you are entitled to that, and you have to have it, and yeah, and you let them go for a while until they sort of sputter out, and you go, "Would you like me to tell you?"
okay, I've done that too.
I mean, the thing is, I get so fucking snotty. It is my nature. I just start to crank up the sarcasm to maximum impact. Oh, you don't know what a right is, do you? Would you like me to tell you? And they just fucking, you can see the hatred in their eyes. They've gone from being confused to being annoyed to, I fucking hate this guy more than anybody I've ever met in my life. There are certain types, I know this is going to end with me being on their list of worst people in human history. Like the principal at Temple City High School, right? I knew going in there, when I leave this thing, this woman, when she thinks evil, picture of me is going to pop into her head. She's going to absolutely despise me because she's so fucking wrong. She doesn't understand why she hates me so much.
I bet we're both on a lot of those lists.
Yeah. That's
But
why
we're
we have
so
to hammer
right.
the rights thing so hard. Otherwise, people would kill us.
But yeah, I know. Well, it's a good thing we're precise because we're so right that no one even wants to really organize.
I mean, the thing is, when you say precise, I want to clarify that because it's important. I'm aware of whatever the thing is we're doing. I am very aware of how you could, in theory, beat me. Hyper aware of it. That's why we're right. It's not because we know what's right. It's because we know every vulnerability, right? We can sense that, oh, I can't say that because if I say that, then they might say this, and then I'd have to say either this or that. And if I said that, then they say this, and if I said that, then they say this, and they win the point. It doesn't matter if we actually. The thing is, if we fail, if we forget about it and don't follow through on that little spike thing that we're going to do, oh, don't say it that way. You got to say it this way to avoid that shit. And you don't do it, they almost never will find that thing anyway. But that's not good enough for us because we want to feel like we got the nuts when we walk into that thing. That there's no way. I have a royal flush in spades. You have lost this hand. It is over already before I enter the room. Why? Not because I know what I'm going to say, but because I know what I'm not going to say.
You know how to defend the one spot. I mean, yeah, the good offense always starts with getting solid in your defense. I think that's one of the. It's in the art of war, even.
I mean, but it's not defense. It's understanding that this move you make now is going to play out. It's going to look. We scored. Now we're ahead. We're scoring points. We're doing great. See, it was a good idea to make that argument. And you're just doing stuff over here that I'm not sure what you're doing. But remember when you said that, and then they go, right? You know, it's
Yeah,
like that's what
it's
it is. Yeah.
it's like that tilty game. You ever play the tilty game with you got two knobs and the wood platform rolls? You got to roll the marble. You're kind of rolling them with each question or statement in a direction that's away from your weakness in a safe direction until you can close that gap right up.
My favorite example is the most recent one with the principal when I had it walked through all these questions about how it might possibly be that I could come in there and coach, right? And then as she answered all those questions and then thought we were done, well, I guess that solves it. And now I don't have to deal with this problem. And then I said, well, I did my best to give you an easy solution. That still doesn't make the problem go away. And then, of course, at this point, she's exerted a lot of energy to preventing the easiest solution. And now she realizes, oh, fuck. He doesn't want me to bring him in here to coach this thing. He wants to force me to do what he wants to force me to do, to let the kids compete under his stipulations. She didn't realize all that until later that night.
Well,
But at the moment when she realized when she was fucked, because she had double bound herself, because at that point, and I say, now look, the best of my knowledge, you're supposed to be advocating on behalf of the kids. You just spend a bunch of time advocating against them. What are you going to do about this problem? Now she's got to find shit that's going to, and she, why she, you can go look for a teacher. Go look for one that doesn't currently have an advisor. My kid smartly asked, well, is there one who doesn't currently have an advisor? And she says, I don't know. Fucking stupid. And it's not just stupid because of that single answer, it's stupid in the context of everything else. At that point, she's establishing a pattern of willfully opposing the student's interests for no reason except, I don't know. You can only say, yeah, but that won't work so many times before you're obviously in direct opposition to the solution. And as a school administrator, she's got certain obligations, right? She cannot win an argument that says, no, I shouldn't support those students' interests.
Yeah, I mean, anytime that you know someone's going to use their authority position in a way that contradicts with the guiding principle of it. People forget the guiding principle. They forget the headline. They get lost in the text.
Right. But these are our rules, and that's why you can't do it.
Yeah.
Right? That's getting lost in the text. The
Right.
guiding headline is, it's not about me, it's about you have to let those kids compete like I say. It's different.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But you gotta let him kind of tangle himself up in that
Oh,
first.
she tangled the fuck out of herself. I wasn't leading her either. I was just sort of, I started to stay, and then she's like, pick up from me, and like, blah, blah, blah. I was like,
I don't, when
okay.
that happens, it almost like kills half the fun. It's taking all the sport out of it. It's like
Look,
picking on a weak.
she was, she was slightly nervous. Slightly. But the thing is, she wasn't nearly nervous enough. And and now I'm confident that she's substantially more nervous about having to see me again. And from what I hear from mom, everything's moving forward fine. Now all of a sudden, they don't need a chaperone at the tournaments. Shocking. She was so sure that they needed one. Now, see, at that point, they can't possibly, right? Because they've given contradictory messages. And now she knows that if she has to see my face again, I will beat her about the head with those contradictory messages, right? Like, I don't get it, Miss Principal Lady. I don't remember what her freaking name is. I don't get it. You told me so clear as day that the number one thing is they had to be chaperoned by a Temple City school employee at the tournaments. Now they don't? Were you lying to me?
Permanent removal from your realm.
Oh, yeah, so anyway. Um,
I got a few of those.
uh, Fun chatting, trading more stories. This brings the episode to a close. Thank you for watching Talking with Famous People.